Yeah, hello everybody. Um, I'm not real sure how this video is going to turn out. I'm doing it from my laptop webcam. I've never used this program before. Let's see what happens. So, what I'm doing this video for is to um, give you and the other people, anybody else who has dysautonomia, an idea of what I go through, and I would appreciate anyone else who has dysautonomia if they go through anything similar to this, if they would comment, leave a comment, let me know, or send me a personal message. I really would appreciate it. Well, what I've been going through the last probably month and a half is the very back of my neck, into my base of my skull, right where the cerebellum lays, is it's been feeling, I've been feeling pressure there, and along with that, my balance has been off, and I feel quite nauseous. Uh, and I'm almost to the point of being dizzy, but it's more of a lightheaded feeling. Um, it, it, right now, it's kind of almost like a cramp in the neck, whatever. Of course, I also have Parkinson's disease, so I know with that, your muscles, excuse me, your muscles tighten up anyway. So I don't know if that's part of it or not, but I do have an appointment with my neurologist on 20th of February, I believe it is. And I'm going to call them now and see if I can, get an early appointment. This is really getting to me. I tried taking natural ginger caps, and started on B12. I tried keeping it down to a minimum amount of prescription drugs, which I have a number of to keep me going. But I've had to resort, and this is why I'm doing this now before they start taking effect. I've had to take atramethazine, which helps control dizziness and nausea. I've had to take a Tylenol, ease the discomfort of the tightness, and I've also taken clonazepam, which hopefully will calm me down enough to get into bed. Put a PTAC, natural, just like or whatever. But I just wondered, can any of you experience this? What happens if I lay in bed? I feel pretty good, but if I sit up, I start to feel a little nauseous, and I stand up, and that's when it really starts. My balance is way off. I got to hold on to everything. I do have a walker, but where I am in this bedroom, it's pretty difficult to use it. And around the rest of the place, it is. We're moving, and we got boxes around like that. So, in a new place, it's fairly open, so I should have quite a space to walk around with the walker. It's a great help because it helps me balance a lot better. Um, Now, I've had the orthostatic testing where you lay down, take your blood pressure, you sit up, take your blood pressure, and then you stand up, take your blood pressure and pulse each time. And in the doctor's office, they've done it numerous times. I've done it myself, and pretty much um, I've been feeling, um, well, I mean, blood pressure stayed, fairly decent. And the only thing that's been changing in my blood pressure, I noticed when I went to my oncologist. I think I mentioned that in my last video. I've got precancerous cells in my blood right now. They're watching me very carefully because they are fearful that it's going to change in natural cancer. But that's up to the Lord. So I'm not worried about it. But anyway, when they took my blood pressure in the doctor's office, I believe the systolic was like 117 or 120. The diastolic was 58. Now, I think it was last night or the night before. That's another one of the symptoms of this problem. I can't remember. My memory is very foggy. It's not necessarily a short-term memory loss. It's just a plain old memory loss. And I was checked a year ago for early Alzheimer's, and it come out negative, thankfully. But got another appointment with my doctor, and she's supposed to check me again. Well, I'm going to ask her if she will check me and make sure that that isn't happening. But anyway, I'm just wondering if anybody else feels this way, or if you have Parkinson's disease, which now is considered another part of dysautonomia. It's another kind of dysautonomia. It's included. It comes under the name of dysautonomia, put it that way. And I actually had mitral prolapse syndrome dysautonomia, and that has gotten a lot worse. My valves are really deteriorating. That surgery, if I was to have it, they want me to go to a surgeon, but there's no surgeons nearby here within, I think, a 70-mile radius. And for me to have to get there, I don't drive outside of my city here. I barely drive at all. When I do, I don't drive outside of the city. And just locally, stay pretty much on the county roads, back roads as much as I can. My nephew drives me around when he's here, when I have to go to the doctor and such, which helps, because then I can use my walker. But I was just wondering, I asked my doctor, my oncologist, who's also a hematologist, when I was there last time, who I should see concerning this. I didn't know if she could do something about it, with balance and the back of my neck and everything. She said probably my neurologist, who operates out of the same hospital that she does. So unfortunately, well, he's 25 miles away, but there again, that's too far for me to drive. So I have to wait when they cut down my nephew can take me. So what else? Mainly, I just want to tell everybody, I'm not doing this for sympathy and whatever. I'm just doing it as as a fact that, does anybody else feel this too? Do you have this problem? I have it almost daily, and sometimes it lasts all day long. And it really hampers my life. I'm unable to do any physical labor whatsoever. If I bend over, I get lightheaded. If I course, now much of our prolapse syndrome, dysautonomia, is being associated with orthostatic intolerance, which a lot of the people with POTS know all about. I I don't know. I tried this morning. I even bought these, or bought one anyway. I thought two was coming. It's anti-nausea thing. Supposed to be natural. I used to wear them, only they were just cloth. But these are supposed to stay right in place because I got Velcro on. I ordered another one. And I'm hoping that if I wear two, that will curtail the nausea. And that way I won't have to take medication for that. So I really would like your input as to whether anyone else feels this way. I may put this up on Facebook too, and that way maybe I can get some, you know, comments and suggestions on what to do. Or, all right, I know no two people are the same, so you can't say that one person was diagnosed with such and such, and then that would be what's wrong with me. I know you can't do that. I was just wondering because it really is just annoying. It really does. Um, it just takes away from everything. I mean, I can't drive anymore. And here I used to be a truck driver who drove all over the place. I mean, I didn't drive cross country, but I mean, I used to drive on back roads. I picked up bulk milk and farms. And well, I used to also drive to New York City and New Jersey and Massachusetts, like that. But it's just regional, pretty much. But didn't think anything about it. Go travel 500 miles in a day, well, I was part of the truck driver, and work. Well, when I might drive for 6 or 7 hours and then picking up milk and then come back and go get something to eat and then come back to the yard and be a yard man, moving trucks and trailers around, washing them, fueling them up, and doing little mechanical work on them, so I work long hours. But that's one of the reasons why I'm in the shape I'm in. But anyway, I'd appreciate if you could give me some input. If anybody has this, it seems, like I wouldn't be the only one. I've had an MRI, and according to that, there's nothing unusual that showed up. So I don't know if you'll resort to a CAT scan. See, I'm allergic to all the contrast dye ingredients, so they have to be careful with that. Because a couple times I've went into anaphylactic shock, and if any of you know what that is, you know that it can be a death sentence. I mean, I used to be a firefighter in the EMT. I know how serious it is. I've been in it, and I know what it feels like, and it's not a pleasant feeling. You can't breathe, you itch, and you're very nauseous, and it's just not a pleasant feeling. I went into shock in the doctor's office one time and gave me some back. It was not fun. And well, anyway, I'm beginning to wander here. I guess my medication is starting to take over. I'm not thinking too straight. So I will. I'd like to get your comments, and even if you don't know some, you haven't had it yourself, your brother, sister, mother, father, uncle, friend, whoever that may have dysautonomia or Parkinson's could find out what kind of symptoms they have. I would appreciate it. Okay. Well, take care, everybody, and I hope you have a great week. And God bless. Bye for now.